Most Talk Show. So let's get right into it. This week, who we got in the building representing? Talk to me.
You got Phoenixx, originally from Brooklyn, but I'm on the road right now. Happy to see you. What's up, Troy?
Happy to see you. All right, Phoenixx. Let me get you there. All right, talk to me. Who else we got in the building?
Hey, what's up? This is Lester Matthews from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I currently reside in New York City.
Currently reside in New York City from Louisiana. Okay, y'all done changed it all up, and it's nothing I said, but that's why we're going to keep it what y'all did. Rocky, talk to me. Rocky! Who we got in the building?
Hey, it's your boy Rocky, the Chicago author. You know where I come from, Chicago, baby, where it's super cold because it's about to be winter in this bitch.
I'm going to keep that coldness over there, okay? And what's up, guys? Of course, you all know what it is. If you hear my voice, you know it's your boy at Troy Weeks Music on everything. And I'm representing Harlem, New York with my black hat on today. So without further ado, we're going to get right into our Homos Tea. So, you know, we got some new faces and some new people in the room, some people's first time, some people been here more than once. But, you know, it's always a pleasure to have the room full of beautiful faces. So I'm so happy to see each and every one of you. So without further ado, we're going to get right into, don't fall down on me now, Homos Tea. So first on list today for Homos Tea is from ComedyCentral.com, and it's called Trevor and Francis. So there was a video we watched of Trevor Noah, and he was talking about Pope Francis and same-sex civil unions and relationships being same-sex unions being allowed. And so basically, that's pretty huge for the Catholic community because if you know they've been pretty anti-gay for a very long time. So this must be something in the air, something going on in the cup of that wine they're drinking, because a lot has changed. You know, some good things though. So 22% of Americans are Catholic, and that number unfortunately is decreasing. What benefit do you think that they will see from the Pope announcing that the same-sex unions should be allowed? So we want to know first and foremost that, and secondly, we want to know this. What do you think are the top two reasons that a heterosexual is against homosexual romantic unions? So first and foremost, I think that when it comes to Catholics themselves, and because the number has been decreasing, it depends on what type of Catholic they are and what side of the fence they stand on, if they're going to go with and be in total agreement with this. Just because the Pope says it don't mean all Catholics are going to agree. I do know that. I did grow up partially Catholic, being half Puerto Rican. So I know that, you know, when they believe in what they believe in, that's it. But I think that it could be a growth for the Catholic religion community because of more LGBTQ people maybe transforming to being Catholic, because the Catholic religion is such a big thing in the world. And so, I mean, it could be big for that and to turn those decreasing numbers up to an increasing number. But when it comes to two reasons why I feel like heterosexuals don't like to see homosexual unions, one, it's just because at this day and age, if you don't like to see it, you're homophobic. Like, for what reason? Why? It's probably because you got some tea in your cup and you don't want to talk about it. So that's one of the reasons why I feel. And then the second reason is because, like, if you watch the video, Trevor Noah said, the straight people don't want gay people to have everything. They already have fashion, you know, they already have the best parties, best parades, like he said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the best flag, as he put it. So he's like, straight people gotta say, no, we gotta have something for ourselves. You can't have marriage. Well, you know, we can't have that. So that's how I feel. Like, straight people don't want to give the gay people everything, like Noah said. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna move things over to Phoenixx, to the lady in the room on this one. Start out. Talk to me when it comes to the same-sex marriages. 22% of the numbers decreasing. Clearly, do you think it's going to increase the numbers? Do you think it's going to make a change? And two reasons why you think that heterosexuals don't like to see homosexual relationships and unions.
Okay, well, I grew up Catholic as a kid, as a child, so I actually was a part of that type of religion as well. But I feel like for most people, to be honest, not to sound like negative, but like most people are influenced by trends and like what everybody else is doing. And I feel like in the Catholic community, the Pope does have a lot of influence. He has a lot of influence. I think also, like, being very specific with words is something you have to pay attention to. The Pope agreed to civil unions. He didn't say marriage. Right. There's a specific difference in that. But
limitations, right?
Like, I was talking about it with a friend, and I was like, we would have to see what entails under a civic union, because I think the only thing relatively that would separate the two from my memory is religion. And so in this world, whether we agree with everything that people think or feel, they have a right to their opinion. So with that being said, if we remove the religious portion of marriage, to me personally, from what I recollect, that is a civil union, which means same-sex couples should be able to have the same rights, especially as far as like government spectrum, as far as like, you know, their health, their well-being, living together, having children together. I'm presuming that, you know, if somebody wants to come in later and correct me, I have no problem taking correction. But from what I understand, the only thing really separating those two things is religion. So
Right.
if we say that and the Pope agreeing to that, that to me is a compromise within the Catholic community. And it is something that everybody should take into consideration, because at the end of the day, what somebody else does has nothing to do with you. So if what's bothering you about this is the religious aspect, and we take that away and you get to keep your religion, because to me, that's really what the ownership is about. It's almost like they don't want gay people to feel like it's okay within their religion to get married. So if we take that away, but we still give people the right to do whatever they want to do in their own life, then that's their business. And
Right.
has nothing to do with you or the God that you serve, because they may not serve the God that you serve. So that has nothing to do with it.
You better talk.
But I also feel like, you know, it could be a political agenda, and I would hate to think that that's what it is. I want to believe that we're just evolving as a society, and with so much going on that could separate us, people are choosing to come together. And that's how I want to look at it.
Absolutely.
But there's always a flip side to that coin. You know what I'm saying?
Right, always.
We have to be realistic about that.
Very well said. I just need one reason why you feel that the heterosexuals don't like to see homosexual relationships.
I think that people spend too much time trying to understand why other people do what they do, instead of just understanding themselves better. And I feel like a lot of people I hear that are heterosexual say, like, I just don't understand it. And I'm like, it's not for you to understand. Like, we have to be okay with that as a society, like not understanding other people's lives.
I agree 100%. We're going to hashtag and endure that one. We endorse that message. All right. So I'm going to move over to our newbie in the room for the first time here, because I would love to hear what Lester has to say in regards to this. Talk to me, you know, when it comes to same civil sex unions being, you know, endorsed by the Catholic Church. What do you feel about that? Do you think it's going to be a growth in their numbers? And also, too, give me something about, you know, why heterosexuals don't like to see homosexuals doing their thing. Well, not that thing, but, you know.
Growing up a preacher's kid myself, I guess I have a different perspective of the church, and just, I guess from the outside looking in, people really want to respect these men of power and want to take their judgment. But it seems like over time that it's just we come to realize that the church is really a business, and I believe in having my own relationship with God, and I don't need anyone to tell me what I already know.
I like this. Come on, keep talking.
It's a business, and it's a way for, I guess, giving some of their flock and their believers something to believe in and hope for, and also keep their money in their tithes and offering as well. So it's all a business at the end of the day. I don't really give a fuck what
the Pope is saying,
especially when they have a history of molesting children.
You're absolutely right about that. Oh, and when you said that, it's kind of crazy. History of molesting children, and now we're proving same-sex civil unions. Those two together just seem a little, you know.
Who was also at the same time just like really negative against the homosexual community, putting that stereotype out there that we're, you know, molesters and like that. And
when they was the ones doing it.
Right. And
they was the ones doing it.
We should listen to what they have to say. I just think that people, parents need to be more in control of their kids and to teach them the way it is, teach them to love. We don't have to look at a pastor and look at these other, our president. It's sad to say they're supposed to look at our president, but we're supposed to look at these powerful people. And I think parents should be the one to install those beliefs as well. And the 22% of those homophobic people is just homophobic. That's how it is. That's how it's always going to be. They're not going to be happy. You know,
I feel you. Can't please everybody. So now give me one thing that you feel that one reason, top reason why heterosexuals don't like homosexuals, but they're against homosexuals having their unions and doing their thing. Why would heterosexual be against it? Do you feel?
Why they're against it?
Why do heterosexual people don't like to see their gay unions? What do you feel? What's the top reason for you?
People is in their whole mindset of trying to understand something, that like trying to understand something, but they really don't understand it because they don't experience it. Like for me, growing up in down south, I was really frightened of like trans women for some reason. I was like really scared. I didn't know, like I was like what I realized growing up, it was how I was raised. I was raised and taught in these barbershops of how they're, of the homophobic rants I received at barbershops, and just growing up in my home. I remember having a uncle, and I remember my family for some reason never ever allowed me to be in, like, at least alone with my uncle. My uncle is a trans woman, so I have a trans aunt, and I'm learning to just experience new things and just learn it and grow. And I think that's what people should do, instead of being so negative and not agreeing on things. Try to experience it yourself. If people don't care, because that's hard. So
Thank you for sharing that, because I think it's important for people to understand that, some of those things that we are taught affects us, and that you have the power in knowing, like knowing now, that was that then, and realizing that that's what it was, and now what it is the power, because now you don't have that the thought of I'm afraid, or I don't know, like, what I'm saying, like you work with trans women, what I'm saying, so I feel like that's the power now, like what I was before, but when I learned, look at me now, and the power, and now we're together working together. I think that's powerful. So shout out to you with that. So last but not least, for question one on Homos T is Sir Rocky. Rocky, talk to me. Do you think that the same sex unions is going to increase their numbers? What do you think about all this? Talk to me.
I mean, there was something, I don't know if this relate with each other, but I saw something, I remember way back about T.D. Jenks, that he was talking about the Bible. I think this was when they first started to accept gay marriage, or something. Obama had did something about gay marriage. He was saying that, I guess, like, the people that practice religion is really not for them. You know what I mean? The people have the right to live their lives the way they want to. We do. Who are we to, to control everything somebody else do? So I guess with the whole, I'm not Catholic. I don't know nothing about being Catholic. I have a brother-in-law that's Catholic. And I have a friend that's Catholic, but I think it's just, I think people are just looking at it now as just like, okay, what can we do so that way we don't be as frowned upon or whatever, but we really don't like it. It's like we kind of tolerating it, but we trying to, do what to make ourselves look right. So I just think that some people just be in that mindset where it's just like I guess it's like a trend, basically, like, well, I see this person open up and accepted this person, but I still don't like it, but I'm just gonna do what's best.
Like what Phoenixx was saying. Like he was saying that about the trend. Got it. I feel you. So before we move on, give me one thing about you feel top reason why heterosexuals don't really like homosexuals and civil unions and being together.
Because I believe religion is bashed into our heads, where everything is, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't dress this way, you shouldn't look this way. If you do this, then this is gonna be bad, and you're gonna be damned to hell. And so it's just, and especially just creating this hell where it's just like everything is bad or whatever. So it's like, people and what the generations have taught them, like what's bad and what we should not do and what's gonna get us forever.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Well, all right, guys, that was topic number one. We got some more to get through now, so we're gonna move right along. You know what I'm saying? So topic number two on Homos T is this. It's from a Craigslist post that I found, actually. I made a video post about it because it made me so angry. And so we call this You Ain't Got to Lie Craigslist. So I shared a Craigslist NYC talent post on a guy willing to pay $1,000 for hypnosis to make his son heterosexual. The ad read in all caps, no hot guys. This makes Aaron question the father's sexuality. Sometimes the most anti-gay people are actually gay themselves. Do you feel, do we feel that this father may just be seeing himself in his son and that scares him? What if in the father's youth, he tried to live his truth as a same gender loving man, and a man or two deeply broke his heart, leaving him with an understanding that the gay community equals heartbreak. Yet he found peace in life in the arms of a good loving woman. And he just wants to keep his son safe from such a gay life in pain. Can we feel sympathy for his father? What if most parents who seek corrective therapies for their kids have had similar experiences like this? Is there such a solution? So, of course, I'll start with myself. I found this ad. Honestly, people kept saying it was trolling. It probably was trolling. Somebody just being an anti-gay and just putting it out there. But it was still got some reaction. I just was like, this is crazy. It shows you that people in Corona still ain't got nothing to do with their time. And so can I feel sympathy for this father if this is what's really happening? I don't feel sympathy for this father. If, you know what I'm saying, like if he's been there, done that in a sense of he's been had his heart broken, all that kind of stuff, then he should know like how it feels to be gay. And if he was gay before and he wants to try to, you know, help his son and help him by doing the right thing and teach him morals about what to expect and what to be looking for and things like that, instead of letting him go out there and live a life by himself, you know what I'm saying? Like he needs to be able to, you know, understand. So if this is hypothetically speaking to situation where the father was this had this happened to him, I don't feel any sympathy for him. He should feel sympathy for the kid, for his new son that just came out, so that his son can have a better, you know, life now. Like he's already experienced that. When it comes to corrective therapies and these parents who seek these corrective therapies for their kids, I don't think it's more. Honestly, I think these parents are just, it's about themselves. They're being selfish. It's about their pride. It's about what they want to look like for their families and to their friends. And that's all they care about. So they want to correct their gay son or their gay daughter because it looks good for them. You know what I'm saying? It's all about them. Is there a solution? They were created the way they are. Love them. That's the solution, and that's what I have to say about that. I'm gonna go to Lester on this one. So for the Craigslist, you ain't got the lot Craigslist. Talk to me, Lester. Could you feel sympathy for this father if he went through all of this to try to, you know, get his son from, you know, save him from the gay life pain? Do you feel sympathy for him? Do you feel like the parents who do these corrective therapies, you know, have some experiences? Talk to me. What do you think?
No, I don't. How old was he?
17.
Oh, well, any age is not right to, you know, I guess, interrupt a path and a journey with that. I think that people need to understand and realize that every single person individually has a journey in life. And now at my age, I'm looking at my parents right now and their older age. Mm-hmm. And I always look at them as like a person to look up to, a person to model after. Mm-hmm. And now I've come to realize that person has a soul and he has a mind, and that person can think for himself. So I'm looking at every single thing differently. And now I'm coming to realize that every single person has a journey in life. And now dealing with my life right now when I don't have a relationship with my father. A couple of years ago, he finally came to realize that I'm not going to be straight. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be gay. So we don't have a relationship right now. And I'm putting myself, and I'm thinking, if that was my father, how would I think? And I'm going through it now, and I don't have any sympathy for someone who just is not supportive and don't want to change because of religion. It always comes to religion. I think religion has been hindering people from mm-hmm. having great, successful relationships. Mm-hmm. So if that's what it is, I have no sympathy to people because they're not going to change, and that's what it is.
Do you think there's any solutions for the way that they're thinking for corrective therapies and all that? Do you think that there is a solution?
No, that's bullshit.
Talk about it.
It's full of crap. It's full of people making money over something that there is fear. Like, it's a fear. What is the reason why you don't want your child to be gay? Why? You got to really think about the deep.
Did I not just say? Because it's for them selfish reasons. I don't want my child to be gay
You have
because
to
for
really think
themselves.
about it as, hey, like, why do you want this person to change? Like, why do you hate? So it comes to the point that, hey, I don't want my son to be gay. And now you're thinking, why do you hate gay people so much? Why do you hate that? And that comes with stereotypes. That comes with something that's been fed in on television, something that's been fed in through the church. You know,
Perpetrated through
through
into the
pastors.
people.
That's how it is. It's just a fear. It's a homophobia. So it's not something that is wrong with him. It's something wrong with you.
Absolutely.
So wrong with him. If he have,
ain't nothing wrong with me, something wrong with you.
yeah, if you have some hatred over something that you don't understand.
I feel you. I get it and understand. I feel like that's important. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. So we're gonna move things right along. We're gonna I'm gonna move Rocky on this one. Rocky, talk to me. Do you feel any sympathy for this father? If this is the case, on this ad that I posted, do you feel any sympathy for the father in regards to trying to keep his child safe from the gay lifestyle?
Fuck the bullshit. That's how I feel about this shit. Fuck the bullshit. My thing is, you doing more harm to your child, because you can't save, someone from, because we all experience life. I've had my share of people trying to control my life and steer my life this way, and you're not gay, and you're this and that, whatever, and it's the religion, and what would the pastor think, and all this other stuff. And then you start realizing that, you could have been anything worse in the world. Anything. A thief, a murderer. You know what I mean? Like a murderer. Taking people's lives away, shooting at people. You could be anything worse, but for some reason, when it comes to religion, people just look at gay as the worst. They got this word abomination. Which people would sit there and say, oh, well, you're an abomination, and but what makes your sin worse than mine? Well, if you believe it's a sin, what please explain to me. And then the thing is, you're taking your child through therapy. You need to take your ass to therapy. Sometimes the people that try to put people through therapy is the reason why. That's the reason why I'm crazy today. That's the reason why I got emotional issues today and still need a therapist at times. I'm not, guess what? Ain't no shame in my game, because we all do it, Black people. We all do. Okay, mental health is very important. But when people feel like you need help because of who you are, then that's a problem with them, not the child. It really is. And it really does more damage.
Consensus, like Lulu said.
Yeah.
Got you. Right. Now, problem's not with me, it's with you. All right. That's what we all, that's 3 for 3. We all pretty much agreeing on that. So we're going to move along to Miss Fifi of Lady of the Hour. Talk to me. Do you feel any sympathy for this father in regards to the situation, if that's the case?
I feel sorry for him. I don't feel sympathy for him. There's a distinction with that. I feel sorry for him. Yes, but I don't sympathize for him. No. I believe even for this father, like the same way we talk about generational curses, there's a generational toxicity. And a lot of us, subconsciously are brainwashed and have been brainwashed by our parents, and they have been brainwashed by their parents. And most of us at this age, I feel like 80s babies and down are like realizing a lot of things, uncovering a lot of things, and realizing that a lot of ways that they thought and a lot of things that they thought were okay were not okay, were extremely toxic. I know that everybody's talking about religion, but I honestly have had some positive experiences within religion. So I'm not going to put all of the blame on it. It is definitely a heavy influence on most people. But I think there are some things like across the board when it comes to morality or principle that people project onto other people. And I think homosexuality is one of those things that's the top of the list for people that they just want to go and attack. But as a woman in her mid-30s, I deal with stereotypes too. I don't have children. I deal with those kind of things of, oh, you don't have kids. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to get married. You focus on your career. There are a lot of different things society-wise that are projected on people that they should be like. And I feel like parents, like between like age 30 and 40, a lot of them are not willing to do the work to really deal with the toxicity. So something like, first of all, the word corrective to me is condescending. Mm-hmm. The operative word of corrective is correct, which means that you are already projecting on me that how I am and how I live my life is wrong and it needs to be fixed. So that already to me is like a disgusting terminology to use, especially when you're talking about a child who still doesn't really even know who they are and still kind of growing into who they are as a human being, let alone their sexuality. You know what I mean? And just getting into the trans community and them just now opening up about who they are. That's a whole nother layer that they may have to deal with or uncover in the LGBTQ community as well. So there's so many different layers that if you don't understand the lifestyle, I would say instead of getting therapy, how about you get them a mentor? You find someone who you respect, who might be in that lifestyle, and you say, listen, I don't understand all of who you are, but I want to learn about who you are. So I'm going to place you in the hands of someone who has lived this lifestyle, who's successful, or either, you know, someone, a teacher or someone of some type of esteem that can maybe help you during this journey and can teach me. You know what I mean?
Can I say something real quick about mentor? Because I have an issue with that.
I'm talking about
I know where you're going with this too, but I'm
because in the gay world, there's this thing called the gay father.
Right.
And we don't
it gets very messy with that.
So I think it's very important for the parents themselves to really be a parent.
Period.
So maybe they're the ones that need the mentor.
Exactly. And they need to be responsible because they are responsible because they came from your motherfucking ass.
So Hello. And when you don't give them the leeway, what happens? They go through growing pains.
They take it anyway.
Growing pains. That's what
people gonna do what they want to do.
Right, man. This is so good, y'all. This is good. Okay.
Ooh, she'd have made it hot up in here.
Just to smooth things out for a second, because switch it up, but we're gonna come back. I don't know what's gonna happen with the next topic after this. So with this topic, the next thing is this, real fast, real easy. We're talking about October 30th, and this is from Billboard.com, right? So apparently, October 30th is like the big day for most people to release their they're gonna release their albums for this quarter, in a sense. And so one of those people included in that is Ariana Grande. So we call this a key for a T for a key. What can artists do for success who must release new music October 30th? Since it's a big date, many people are releasing new albums on that date, even Adriana Grande. You know, how can it be made into a good thing if this is what we're doing right now? First and foremost, if you're an artist and you're releasing music on October 30th, then you need to make sure that you've already had your things in place. It's too late to start now. We started already. But how you can make it different, I guess ultimately at this point, because it's a day that's big for a lot of people, how you present it. How you present it and how you put it out there and is going to be the key to standing out against everybody else, especially when you put a whole date like that everybody else is doing. Because, you know, if Beyonce releases it, ain't nobody going to give a care about nothing you're doing because Beyonce's going to have the night. So Beyonce releases an album on October 30th for some reason. It's going to be a whole new world, okay? Outside of that, I feel like it's something that you can make happen if you did the right steps to prepare for it. But it's going to all be down to who has the better presentation at this point, because, you know, everybody, presentation is everything, visuals is everything. So how things look and all that good stuff, that's what it's going to come down to. So October 30th, you know, shout out to Adriana Grande. I did look at her track list, it's compositions. She's 17 songs. She has some dope features on there, so it should be dope. You know, it's been a little while for some Adriana Grande and all that, you know. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, so outside of that, that's pretty much what this quick little topic is about. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna go to you one more time. Let's start with Lester on this one. Lester, talk to me. When it comes to the 30th, how can somebody do it? You know, how can it be made into a good thing if everybody has to do it? If you must release your music on the 30th, how can you do it? You know, you're a producer, you produce some things. So talk to me.
Okay, well, I guess I will explain this in a producer point of view because I'm not an artist. I want to put out content out, in which I am. I have a new project that's coming. You have to plan ahead of time, so you really have to be working on this probably last year and want to put your best foot into it, the quality and content, and you have to promote it right. And at the same time, you have to put yourself out there for as doing something virtual. You gotta come with the new age. You can't just put out stuff and don't put any stuff out there. You have to make sure you have visuals. You got to make sure you come correct because everything you do as an artist, I think it should be something that can catch a new fan's attention. So you got to be with the new age, with the current times, and what people wanna listen. You have to sound good because you can be out there and think everybody gonna like it because everybody ain't gonna like it.
That's true. That was some good notes, y'all. That Leslie just dropped with us. So if you're out there, hopefully you're paying attention. If you're still trying to listen by then, you're definitely too late. He agrees with me. And it's Ariana Grande. Sorry, I keep saying her name wrong, y'all. I'm gonna get in trouble. Phoenixx, talk to me. October 30th. We must reach your project on 30th. You know, how could it be a good thing?
I think at any other point from a business perspective as being an artist, I would be like, oh my God, maybe there's going to be a bit of an oversaturation. But people have very short attention spans. So maybe a lot of things coming out at one time is actually good. People will get sensory overload and they'll have a bunch of things to get into and kind of gradually, get into and have some time to get into. The other benefit of this, I think with COVID happening and quarantine happening, like us being able to lean on music and artists having a way to create revenue, even if they're not being able to perform or tour live in big spaces, I think is a blessing. Being able to still make money off of music and having people, maybe it will bring that nostalgic feeling of people looking forward to albums coming out again. And when you used to want to look up the credits and see who was important, maybe we could get back to that moment again of people especially if I feel like people now are being a lot more intentional with their music because they're sitting with their thoughts. We have a lot of time to sit indoors and think.
People listening to these albums
even the quality of music and the content that's been coming out has been really dope. I haven't really heard any real whack songs or whack music since COVID started, to be honest with you, because people have had some time to think and do some shadow work and deal with their demons and other things going on in their life. So even the content of music, I feel like the quality of it is really dope, and people are really thinking about how they can entertain people and give people what they want. And I think that's dope.
And we're watching for it. Give us the good shit now. We'll keep our attention span paying attention because we got a show, like she said. Rocky, talk to me. October 30th. How could you be an artist to make it happen? How can you make it a good thing?
So as a person who loves music, and I have my favorites, I already got my Brandy album now. I'm waiting for Miss Janet. I'm waiting for Miss Janet. But anyways, look, my thing is promote. Phoenixx, you hit it right on the head. Back then, we were able to listen to about 4 or 5 good singles, and each visual was hitting it. They took the time to make these visuals and they was promoting while that first song was dying out. When that second song was about to die out, and they give you a little break, and then they come out with the third single, and they give you the fourth. That's that nostalgia where it's just like, give me more. I would say the best thing is put out multiple singles and a real good buzz single to get people's attention. And don't come out with the same crap where it's like, man, I don't know what they be doing nowadays. It sounds like crap. And everybody and their mama sound the same. Let's go back to when we heard of Michael Jackson. We knew of Madonna. We knew when Aaliyah came on. We knew a TLC track. We knew a Anya track, Bjork. And we'd be like, oh, we know this. And then there's some people be like, who is that? No, I thought Genuine was Usher or somebody. Go back to the becoming unique and individuality. Because people, we have gotten into overload of popcorn artists. Pop it pop, now you're artist. Pop it pop, and then now you got the newest version of before you know it, we ain't gonna be thinking about no Megan Thee Stallion. We ain't gonna be thinking about Doja Cat. We ain't gonna think about Nicki Minaj. Okay? Ain't nobody think about Lil Kim because now we got all these popcorn female rappers who's the dirtiest and nastiest, WAP, wop, woppity, wop, wop, wet ass pussy, all this shit.
Real rap is coming back though. Don't worry.
Oh, baby, I'm waiting for Missy Elliott to come back and kill him. I need some real Debrats. I need some real, God, there's so many people. I mean, come on, just come back with the heavy hitters. You know what I mean?
That's what we're saying. That's
There's
the
some
verdict
new
for today.
talent too, though. Trust me. No
New
name.
talent coming.
Sierra Whack. There's some new talent out there.
Yeah, I definitely
They
see
working.
her.
And get some people who actually can sing and make music. And I wish, I mean, I'm gonna tell you why I really don't like Beyonce. It's because she come out with some of the crap. Baby, I stopped listening to you during B-Day.
Did you see Black is King though?
Yeah,
Did you see Black is King?
Doesn't impress
If you
me.
didn't see, it didn't
You can't say
impress
it. Yeah,
you.
but I mean,
It
technically
didn't
now
impress.
speaking,
Some of the stuff just didn't impress me. Maybe
You
because I'm
entitled to
just
your
like,
opinion.
I'm just sick of her.
It's been progressive. She's been very progressive, and what she's done from B-Day till now. So maybe we can just jump in now and take a look.
However, I'm waiting for that Kelly Rowland though, because I mean, y'all be sleeping on Kelly. Anyways.
Oh, here we go. It's always that. I want to start a fight about that. We can keep it moving. The number 4, Almost Tea. We have one more topic for Almost Tea, and then we'll finish our Almost Tea. And the topic is this. It's very important that we talk about this because we've seen this photo about blackface and, all that was put out there. So let's talk about this. Topic number 4, the photo from we seen from the blackface photo. It's called Annual Holiday Hypocrisy. Halloween blackface. Looking at this picture that we saw, was posted from our show producer. Our show producer said he had a thought that what if some people don't do blackface simply out of hate for black people or simply desire to go rival? Rather, they just do it because they're unhappy in their own skin and want to have just a moment to experience life on the other side. Kind of like the successful dominant Wall Street executive who pays a dominant sex worker to dominate them for an evening. So they can experience life on the other side, right? Maybe some blackface Maybe some blackface is ironically poor man's version of it. From the picture we saw, she's probably a McDonald's shift manager, and and he is probably a low-wage construction worker. You guys have to see the picture we posted on, so you guys can check it out. I mean, if you look at what they did it very poorly. But hey, needless to say,
Foundation is a lot.
Needless to say, they look like they're truly enjoying their temporary change. Is that a valid excuse for blackface? What can such people do to experience life on the other side without being quite as offensive and without alienating their black friends? Okay, so first and foremost, blackface should not be done, period. That was back in the day, leave it back there. Okay? No reason for that. There's so many other ways you can do that. Let me give an example. First and foremost, there's black people everywhere. So instead of trying to be a black person, why don't you connect with somebody that you genuinely connect with and get to know more about them from that experience and know what their life is like genuinely, versus trying to perpetuate something you think. Because blackface is a perpetuation of what you think it is. I think it's what black people look like. It's what they do. So this is what it would be. Versus getting some real life experience. Get you a real good black friend, and not just a black friend you want to call to get you out of trouble to help you fight or cook you some good fried chicken. I'm talking about a black friend that's gonna be your real friend. You know what I'm saying? Not just because I'm gonna have it's always good to have a black friend because not talking about that. I'm talking about being real and having a black friend who's gonna really be your friend, that's gonna get you together, that's gonna tell you what it is and help you value life the real way through a black person, not trying to be a black person. Okay? Because if you got the right friends and you put that foolishness on, they're gonna bust your ass upside the head. So period. Try that foolishness, friend, by me. We're not doing that. Not even on Halloween. We ain't doing it. But I'm gonna go to Phoenixx on this one. Talk to me what you feel when it comes to the blackface hypocrisy that we're talking about. Do you feel that there's other ways to experience it without being offensive and alienating your black friends by doing blackface? Are you there, Phoenixx? Maybe her thing is frozen. I'm not sure if it's just me. All right, cool. No worries. It's okay. She's probably still there. She's just frozen. We're gonna go to Rocky on this one. Rocky, talk to me real fast. We'll come back to Miss Phoenixx. You think there's any other reason, any other way to express it without alienating your black friends or being offensive? Talk to me, Rocky.
My thing is, if you want to know about the black experience, get you somebody who is black and who's open-minded enough to really just let you in if you ask the appropriate questions. You also got to be aware of how you ask because it can be sensitive. or I'm sorry, insensitive of how you say things. So but to go out and dress and try to be like us, that's mockery still. I really don't think that's cool. Even though I have seen it in like movies or whatnot. I think my guy who did the Iron Man did another
he played a black guy. Yeah.
And and I didn't think about it then, but now it's a sensitive time for us as black people. You know, the senseless killings, the police brutality, all this other stuff. And then it's like, we don't know if you that type of person that's cool with us, or we just like, hold on, what side are you on? What are you really? That'd be my thing. But I wouldn't. But I mean, why couldn't you wear an afro and not color your skin? There was light-skinned black people. You know,
just be a light-skinned black person.
Just be a light-skinned black person and just remain your color. Because at the end of the day, we can't be immutated, duplicated, copied, period. Why would y'all waste y'all time? Y'all can't even talk like us. You know, we got a special, everybody has a special, who's black, we all have a special dialect, but to just sit there and it's still a mockery. And that's not cool. I don't care how you put it.
I agree. I mean, definitely mockery. I don't like it at all. So Lester, talk to me. What do you feel about this whole blackface situation? Do you feel that there's other ways they can do this without being offensive and alienating their black friends?
I think that's the problem right there. I don't think that they have a lot of black friends. I think that we need to understand and realize that there are a part of the United States that there are a lot of Caucasian people who don't even see black people. There are 190% of, that's what they're used to. And when you're in that type of environment, they joke around, say niggas. Of course, I'm sure we know that. They joke around and do things. They joke around and do stuff at school. They joke around, put blackface on because they think it's okay because they don't have anybody to tell them. So they're doing all these things and they're making fun of us, and at the same time they're still, taking advantage of culture and music and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, when they do get confronted, they are known as Karens. So Karens are those type of people who are, out there and they're doing these things on purpose because they don't care. So all these times growing up in this whole environment where, you don't see people like us, they're being exposed. So they don't really care. That they don't think they're really trying to understand and learn.
I agree. And that's why, doing things like what we're doing to sort of bring light to it is another way. This is why we talk about things like this, because some people don't really know, like haven't really thought about this or seen it. I didn't see this until I saw it on the show. So that's why, we talk about these kind of things.
If someone were to confront them and say, hey, that's offensive, they're like, what? It's not a big deal. We do it all the time.
Well, you know what? For me, I would say the reason why I'm so on guard, I've had a lot of college experience. And 5 seconds. When I first got there, I was the only black male in the building with a whole bunch of what we used to call them hillbillies or whatever. And a lot of them was not exposed to black people. I remember one playing Lil Wayne and thinking that I was just automatically supposed to, like Lil Wayne because I was black, freely saying nigga. And then a time where they made a joke, I said, I have a joke. And I'm like, what's the joke? I love to laugh. And when you say, well, they call cigarettes where I'm from, niggerettes, that's why I kind of be like, okay, are you for me or are you against me? Like, that's right. But I still don't think that's cool.
I'm sure they have those jokes while you're not there.
Mm-hmm. And you would just happen to be one of the minorities, so they're like, "Oh, we want to tell him what is he gonna do? He's only one black person."
And I was often in that situation my first year at in a university, and that made me feel some type of way. Coming from 2 black parents from the old school times in Mississippi, I was taught that was never okay.
Listen, especially having that kind of history behind you with those kind of parents, you better shut them people down to the ground. Phoenixx, talk to me real fast so we can get out of the homos teen onto our final topics of the night. When it comes to, sorry, I lost my place. Got so caught up in what you were saying. When it comes to blackface, right? Is there any other way they can experience life on the other side while being quite offensive or offending their black friends?
Yeah, like blackface, nothing about it is cool. Nothing about it will ever be cool. I actually am on the road right now with a friend of mine who is white, who is not ignorant like that, who is very aware of things that are offensive to people of color. So just know that we have a few out here who are fully aware of what's going on, even though a lot of them are very ignorant. But what I will say is like some people are really ignorant to how they are offensive sometimes, and I think sometimes as black folks and you know that narrative, especially me being a black woman and a darker skinned black woman of being angry, I'm learning just in this experience. I'm in a lot of small towns. I see white people look at me a certain way. My swag is way different. I'm from New York, so
Right.
I don't a lot of these towns where black people do live, they're very passive and demure, and they're very kind of to themselves because they kind of expect that. And I'm never going to be any of those things because I'm loud and I'm proud. So like, just navigating right now on the road is a very awakening experience on the brink of an election for a president who we know to some extent is very racist. So like, this is a very intricate time for me to be traveling through Midwest America and a lot of these places where people don't see black people who are proud to be black. So like, I say all of that to say, as much as I want to get upset all of the time, I'm learning to pick my battles and also sometimes use those as opportunities to educate people and not always like be on attack mode, even though that's naturally sometimes how you want to be, because someone has to educate people. And if everyone's angry, then you almost don't get the message across. Right. So I have to be the difference. And although you pissing me off, and some of the stuff you're doing is probably racist in a passive aggressive way, I'm also going to use this moment to educate you. Right. So now whatever happens after this moment, I now have to hold you responsible because now you know. Anything before that, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that maybe you were just ignorant to the fact that you were being ignorant. Everything after that moment, I'm going to hold you accountable for.
Thanks. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Pause 1 second, okay? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
That's Aaron. I guess his computer, something happened. Give me 2 seconds. Aaron back here.
So Troy, say hi to my camera when you get a chance. I'm vlogging my
Can you hear me?
road trip. Huh?
Bam! Make sure y'all put me on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to find out what's up with Aaron. Aaron never leaves and never disappears. So this is weird. We're still live on Facebook. It says you still live on Facebook. It says y'all. So whatever you say, still recording. Okay. You see that right there. Let me try and get him again. I don't know what's going on.
Where's it at on Facebook?
I think they have a Verse T page on Facebook. Like a show page. I'm not sure. I know they have an Instagram one.
You talking to me? You asked me a question?
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, Facebook Versities on Facebook.
It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, and it's mostly on YouTube. It's mostly YouTube.
Where you live right now?
Live on Facebook. Yeah, it's Verse TV on Facebook and on YouTube.
VER.
VRSTEAV.
Oh,
There's there right there.
I can't find it, but I'll find it later.
What's up, bro?
Okay, cool. So Aaron, quick question. I could do the wrap up now for the first part.
Yeah, I got you. I just put it to
Your mic's on mute if you're talking to me. Aaron, take your mic off mute. Take your mic off mute. I can't hear you.
Yeah, go ahead and wrap up. Now, I won't be able to turn off the live. So we'll just be live the whole... Oh, I can't. Okay. All right. Did we keep going after I fell out?
Yeah, but then you were calling me, so I had to stop what I was doing.
Did we finish the topic?
We did. I just have to do the closeout.
All right, let's close out. And
awesome.
Yep. And I'm gonna stop the live stream.
After that. Oh, okay, cool. All right, awesome. So basically to wrap up, first and foremost, thank you guys. That was our Homos Tea segment, which is mostly our podcast. We do go live for our fans. And so thank you guys for being a part of that. And so basically just to reiterate and re-wrap up what we talked about, and the 4 things we talked about was 4 different topics in Homos Tea there. First one came from Comedy Central. Again, it was called Trevor and Francis, and it was basically the topic was this: 22% of Americans are Catholic. The number is decreasing. What benefit do you think they will see from the Pope announcing the same-sex union should be allowed? Also, 2 reasons why you feel that heterosexuals are against homosexual romantic unions. Topic 2 was a Craigslist post that I posted, and we talked about it. It's called "You Ain't Got to Lie, Craigslist." So basically, I posted an ad from a talent post on Craigslist saying a guy wanted to pay $1,000 for hypnosis to make his son heterosexual, his gay son heterosexual. The ad read in all caps, "No hot guys," which makes Aaron think that it's his father who's questioning sexuality. Sometimes most anti-gay people are actually gay themselves. Do you feel that the father may just be seeing himself in his son, and that's what scares him? What if in his father's youth he tried to live his truth as a same gender-loving man, and a man or 2 deeply broke his heart, leaving him with an understanding that the gay community will equal heartbreak? Yet he found peace and love in the arms of a woman. And so he just wants to keep his son safe from a gay life and the gay pain. Could we have something for this father? Yes or no? Talk to us. Let us know what you think. Also, let us know if there's any corrective therapies that or experiences like this you think there's solutions for. Number 3 we talked about was Billboard from Billboard.com, October 30th. This was our key for T for a key. And basically, what can artists do for success who must release their music October 30th? It's a big influx of people artists releasing their music on the 30th. Some people want to know, including Ariana Grande, sorry. How can it be made into a good thing? Last one, ladies, we talked about the annual holiday hypocrisy, about Halloween blackface. Looking at the picture that we posted via our section, we wanted to know if some people Aaron wanted to know what if some people thought do blackface simply out of not having hate for black people or simply desire to go viral. Rather, they're just unhappy with their own skin and want to have a moment to experience life on the other side. The same thing as if you were a dominant Wall Street executive who pays for a dominant sexual worker to dominate them for the evening. Living life on the other side. The version that we saw in this picture looks like she's probably a McDonald's shift manager and he's probably a low-wage construction worker. Needless to say, they look like they're enjoying themselves. Is there a valid excuse for blackface? What can people do to experience life on the other side without being offensive or without alienating their black friends? So this is what we talked about in Homos TV, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, comment, subscribe. Also, you can check us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, iTunes, all that, Apple, all that good stuff. We're on so many different platforms, including SoundCloud. So please check us out. We also wanted to make mention of today, just to let you guys know that today is actually Intersex Awareness Day. So we want to put that out there and shout out to Intersex Awareness Day. Everybody deserves their day, and it's their day. And so shout out to them. So thank you guys for tuning in. And
this is we get ready for part 2 of all we get ready to do, which is our main topic for Homo's Talk Show. Let's do it. Cool. Are you gonna